Stetson Bennett's 5-year journey to stardom at Georgia is a story of incredible perseverance.
His path is like none other that I've ever seen before. Came in, did a tremendous job as a walk-on quarterback, played as a scout team quarterback for a year, did an unbelievable job of servicing the team, just a fine person, and exemplifies everything you want a great walk-on to be.
He spent the next year lighting it up at Mississippi's Jones Junior College. Then it was back to Athens. He played in 5 games in 2019. The next season, he made 5 starts, but did not start or finish the season as the Dogs' #1 quarterback. This season, an injury to starter JT Daniels led to Stetson getting the start in week 2, and he's never looked back. We're talking about a young man who's earned every snap he's taken at Georgia.
Sometimes I'll watch film with him after practice, but he's there till 11:30 at night. Sometimes it's schoolwork, sometimes it's film on the next opponent. But I think that kind of encompasses the type of guy he is and how much he cares about this program.
Going through the adversity that he went through, keeping 10 toes down and just keeping his head down and working, it's really an inspiration to myself and a lot of players in the facility, because it just shows that, as long as you work, as long as you grind, it pays off.
Stetson has been spectacular this season. He's ranked #1 nationally in yards per completion and second in both passing efficiency and yards per attempt.
Throughout his whole career at Georgia, he's persevered. He's had people tell him, you can't do this, you can't do that. And he's always tuned out, say the haters, people that were never in favor of him. He's always tuned them out, looked the other way, and done his thing, and I'm super proud of him.
He's the real definition of, keeping your head down and working, and, I'm proud of Stetson. I'm proud of everything he's done up to this point, and, I'm 100% rooting for him to win this award.
And winning this award would mean a lot to Georgia head coach Kirby Smart.
I have a special attachment to this award, as I was in Indianapolis in 1999 and got to meet Brandon Burlsworth, and the tragic loss. So saddened for his family, but this award carries his legacy, being the greatest walk-on in the country and overcoming so many obstacles. And there's no finer person in the country to win this award than Stetson Bennett for all he's done and what he's overcome in his career thus far.
Please welcome Burlsworth Award finalist, Georgia quarterback Stetson Bennett.
So Stetson, you've had kind of a whirlwind weekend. You played on Saturday, you traveled on Sunday, and here you are on Monday. What's all that been like?
Tiring. We went and visited Arkansas's facilities, which are state-of-the-art, by the way. Coach Pitt, good job. But by the time we got back, I think it was 12:30 Eastern time, 11:30 here, and I just laid down. I don't even know if I pulled the sheets back, and just passed out.
Now, they said in the introduction that your nickname was the mailman because you deliver, but that's not exactly how you got that nickname, was it?
No. My buddy Clay Dennison, who was my center in high school in my junior year, his dad was the mayor of a small town, Patterson, and he'd have all this, collection of hats. And I saw a mailman hat, and I put it on, and then I went to these camps. I didn't have the mailman hat on, but I'd perform well. And then I was like, well, I got to stand out somehow. I'm this short, quarterback, skinny kid. I think I'm pretty good, but I get lost behind all these cats. And so started putting the mailman hat on, started winning the tournaments. And then, just people started writing articles about this silly little kid with a mailman hat who could throw a football.
And it stuck, hadn't it?
It stuck, yep. Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, so it's one thing to dream of being the Georgia quarterback when you're 3 or 4 years old. It's another thing to achieve that. You had offers from other schools, even interested, Harvard and Yale were interested in you. Why did you choose to go there as a walk-on?
There's so much that went into that decision, and every decision that I've made since then. But I looked myself in the mirror and I said, I think I can play there. And then I was like, well, and if it doesn't work out, I can transfer somewhere else small and play after that. But I'm going to give myself at least the opportunity to see if I can, because I don't think if I go somewhere small, then, coming back or going somewhere like Georgia it will work out. So let's go see what this journey is going to be like.
So you get there, and there's some pretty good quarterbacks there, aren't there?
Yes, sir. Yep. I get there. Jacob Easton, Jake Fromm. Easton started the year. He went down. And then Frommer came in, led us on an unbelievable year. Lost in the national championship. But yeah, when you get there, you start to see that, the people who told you weren't that good might be telling the truth. You're like, oh, well, I don't know if there's this much room for improvement. But, you keep your head down. You talk with the strength staff, with the quarterback coaches, and try to get better day by day.
So you're the scout team quarterback. Do you find it ironic that you played Baker Mayfield going into that game, and he's a two-time winner of the Burlsworth Award and the Heisman? Yeah. It's a small world. That week was so much fun because all they did was throw it. And we would go. We took pride in making Kirby mad when we're on the scout team, right? Our GA, who was kind of our head coach of the scout team, William Piegler, who's the running back coach now at Michigan State. They're having a great year. But he'd make a little collection video after each practice, and the first slide would be curb stomps, and each one where Kirby would throw down his hat or slam his clipboard or tell us to reload the play, it'd be on there. And so we kind of took pride in how many we could get. But even after that, you decided to transfer. What went into that decision? They
got Justin Fields, and it didn't go my way in spring ball. And then I was like, well, I didn't come to Georgia to not play football. I came here to see if I could play football. I don't want to just be a regular college kid at the University of Georgia. So I said, they got their guy. I'm going to go to JUCO and chart my own path.
I think you were the first candidate we've ever had that left your school and then came back. How did that happen?
Well, I had already decided where I was going to go. I was going to go to Lafayette. Coach Billy Napier, awesome coach. I was going to go play for him. And then I wake up late. I wake up at 9 on signing day because I didn't think anything was going to happen. I was just going to wake up, get the papers faxed to me. I was going to sign them, fax them back, and go about my day. And I wake up and there's 3 missed calls from Coach Smart and 3 from Coach Chaney. And I was like, what's going on? And so I call them back and they tell me, we're going to offer you a scholarship. And so I put 2 and 2. I figured Fields was leaving. And then they say, you need to sign him right away. And I was like, I'm not going to sign him right away. This is a pretty big decision. Do I want to do this? Because once I do this, I'm going to go all in this time. I'm going to, this is what I'm going to do. I'm coming back on scholarship, and I'm going to go be the starting quarterback one day. So I had to wait a few hours and think about it, talk with my family. And so then I end up signing them and coming back.
I hate to bring this up in this room, but you still weren't a starting quarterback until you played Arkansas last year. What was that like at halftime? How was the speech, and what got you motivated in the second half of that game?
Yeah, well, I think thank you, Coach Pitt, for getting that done. But yeah, so I try to prepare whenever I'm not starting or when I am, like I am going to be the starter, and then DeJuan wasn't having his best day, and the coaches decided to make a switch, so I went in there, I felt prepared. Obviously the nerves were just shooting down my leg like lightning because we were losing, and I was like, well, if we don't come back and win, it's going to be my fault, right? Like who put this walk-on in, right? And we lead the 2-minute drive, kick a field goal. It kind of boosts momentum in our way into halftime, and then we went out and we played a little bit better in the second half. So it was a good first game.
And then if this was going to be a Disney movie, this year has been almost the culmination of that. How has it been being on a team that's been number 1 for so long and now in the college playoff?
Yeah, it's been cool. That's why you go to a place like Georgia, right? You go there for the high expectations, the chance to win a national championship. compete every single day to win that. And, so I don't want to say this has just been business like usual, but you expect to be where we are, right? And you take it week to week. You don't let all the expectations get to you. And we had a pitfall on Saturday, but we'll take that. We'll watch the film. We're going to get better from it, and we're excited to play Michigan, a great Michigan team, in the Orange Bowl in a few weeks.
As someone that's lived out your dream, what would you tell a 10-year-old if you were talking to him about having dreams like you had?
Well, don't go throw a lot. Go run in the backyard a lot. Don't wish on it, because it won't happen. My dad used to tell me, wish in one hand and spit in the other and see which one fills up faster. And I mean, there's so many hours that people have no idea, whatever profession that you choose, it doesn't just happen. Kids will DM me on Instagram all the time, and I try to reply to them because, I was that kid once, right? I was asking for advice, and, when somebody who's in my position now would respond to me, it meant the world. But I tell them, work, Don't wonder if this work is good enough. Just go do it. Go do it. Go throw, go, run sprints, whatever you need to do to get better, do it. Because if you don't, it won't happen.
Well, here's a guy that's made it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Stetson Bennett.